Good morning, everybody. We have looks like a minute or two before we officially start. So if you're just joining, just setting yourself up kind of comfortable. You can lie down on the mat or come to your seated position and just kind of hang out until everybody else gets ready. And it's 6 o'clock, and then we can begin. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Rise and Shine Yoga today. My name is Corinne, and I am here at Balance Yoga and Wellness in 44. If you can come to a comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall. I like to sit up on a block. If you have something that you want to sit up on that elevates your pelvis a little bit, that can be great. Taking the hands and placing them on the sides of the legs, maybe towards your knees. Your hands can be palms up or palms down. Closing your eyes and allowing your breathing to deepen. Taking these first few moments today to settle in. To quiet down. And to feel all the emotions that you may be feeling today. There is no reason to cover up, change, or modify those feelings today. Instead, let's offer our body, our mind, and our spirit a little compassion and understanding, a little patience, and to allow the body to just be right here in this moment. Letting go of anything that's happened in the past. Anything that may come up in the future. For right now, we are right here. Noticing if there are any areas of the body that are holding any tension, physical or emotional. Offering those parts of the body a little support and encouraging them to let go, even if it's just for this practice today. They are not alone, and you are not alone. Fluttering your eyes open on your inhale, taking both arms, reach them up towards the sky. Begin to make a few little circles in your wrists. Releasing those arms down at your sides. Taking your right hand over towards the left side. Sit up really tall. Turn and look over the left shoulder. And then back to center. Inhale nice and tall, and exhale, turn over the right shoulder. And then coming back to center. Inhale, lifting the chest. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Maybe looking up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Fingers interlaced in front of you. Press, press, press those hands away. Coming back up to center, nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, turn to look over the left shoulder. Twist to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Interlacing the fingers behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest, maybe look up. Releasing, interlacing the fingers in front of you, round the spine, push the hands away. Maybe your chin drops down. Coming back to center up nice and tall one last time. Inhale, turn to the left. And coming back through center. On a big inhale in the center, exhale to the right. And coming back through center, interlacing the fingers behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest. Exhale, hands in front of you, round the spine. Inhale back to center, releasing the palms down. Lower the chin into the chest and the right ear to the right shoulder. And lowering the chin down into the chest. The left ear towards the left shoulder. And the chin back down into the chest, right ear to the right. Chin back down into the chest, left ear to the left. And chin down in the chest, right ear to the right. Chin down into the chest, left ear to the left. Coming back to center. Inhale the left arm up to the left. Overhead reach tall, and then exhale, tip to the right, side bending from your fingers to your hip. Inhale back through center, switching sides, right arm reaches up, tip to the left. Lengthening fingers to hip, press the ribs up to the sky. And back to center one last time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, reach up and over. And back to center. Last time. Inhale, left arm up and over to the right. Exhale, back through center. Right arm up and over to the left. And then back through center. Good. Coming off that block now and setting up a tabletop position. Grounding the hands down in front of or underneath the shoulders. Your hips stacking over the knees. On an inhale, look up, let your belly drop down and arch your back. Exhale, round the spine, chin into the chest. Again, inhale, look up, let the belly drop down, arch the back. Exhale, round the spine, chin to the chest. One last time, inhale, look up, let your belly drop down. Exhale, round the spine, chin to the chest. And come back to center. For the next 3 breaths, allowing your body to move in any ways that feel good. Your spine can move like a figure 8 or a jump rope. Two more breaths like that. And then back through center. On an inhale, taking the right arm, lift it up to the ceiling. Reach up, turn your chest to the right. Exhale, thread the right arm through underneath the left arm, coming down on that right shoulder. And your left arm can reach overhead or behind your back. From wherever you decide to be, extending through the arms. Finding that turn in the chest, the amount of twist that you can take in the spine. Bringing your left hand back down underneath your left shoulder, rising back up, right arm up to the sky. And then the right arm back down onto the earth. This time the left arm up and out to the left. Your chest turns to the left. Exhale, thread it through. Left arm underneath the right arm. Reaching the right arm overhead or behind your back. Finding the amount of twist available here. Bringing the right hand back underneath your right shoulder. Pressing down, rising up, the left arm to the sky. And then returning back to center, tabletop position. Taking the toes together, moving the knees apart a little wider, sitting your hips back towards your heels, child's pose. Extending the arms out nice and long. Then bringing your elbows down onto the mat, the hands together in prayer, and then bringing them behind your head. Walking your elbows forward and together. And taking the arms back out nice and long. Walking the right hand a little bit to the right. And then placing the left hand on top of the right hand. Stretching from the left fingers out through the left hip. Get as long as you can on the left side of the body. And then coming back through center. The left hand a little bit to the left. The right hand on top of the left hand. Sitting back and reaching from the right fingers through the right hip. And then back through center. On an inhale, looking forward and gliding through onto your belly. And setting the hands back underneath the shoulders. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Find that little lift in the upper back. So really squeezing the shoulder blades together. Draw the low belly in, that baby cobra this morning. Maybe inching the ribs a little further towards the top of the mat. And then on an exhale, releasing back to the floor. So just turning your head to the side. Your arms can rest alongside your body. Take a rest there. On an inhale, coming back through center. Hands back at that shoulder placement, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Finding that work in the upper back. Maybe you lift up to a teenage cobra, but try to keep the lowest set of ribs still down. Lengthening the chest out towards the top of the mat, the feet to the back of the mat, stretch long. And then exhale, releasing, turning your left cheek or the opposite side down onto the floor. The hands can rest at your sides. Coming back to center, the hands underneath the shoulders. Engaging in that upper back space, pulling the low belly in, finding a baby cobra, a teenage cobra, or a tall cobra, knees stay down. Finding still that engagement in the back, the squeeze into your glutes and reaching the chest to the front of the room. And then exhale, lowering back down. Coming to rest again. Down on the floor, the hands at your sides. Breathe into the back body. Relax in any tension and allow the floor to support you here. And bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders. Sitting back towards your heels. a moment in your child's pose. And then tucking the toes under, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths to move in your downward facing dog any way that feels right. You can reach the sit bones to the sky, press the heels apart. Maybe you bend one knee and straighten the opposite leg. You can find the opposite of that, reversing, so the leg that was straight bends and the bent one straightens. Maybe you work towards straightening both legs, reaching the heels down and see if you can wag your tail. And then walking your feet forward towards the top of the mat. On an inhale, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, forward fold. 2 more like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way up to standing, reaching up and finding a little back bend stretch. On an exhale, forward folding back down towards the earth. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and forward fold. This time taking the fingers around your elbows, allowing your head to hang down. Gently rock the body forward and back, or left and right. Rounding the palms down on an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and forward fold, pressing the palms down. Step the left foot to the back of the mat and lower the left knee down. And you can adjust your positioning, maybe walking the right foot a little further forward, the left foot a little further back. You can pad the back knee and then placing the left hand down firmly onto the mat. Taking the right hand and placing it on the right knee and turning to look over your right shoulder. From here, you can take that right arm and reach it up towards the sky, pressing the left arm down. Coming back to center. Both hands down, sitting back slightly towards the left heel, straightening the right leg out in front of you. Holding here. On an inhale, rebending into the right leg. Bringing both hands up onto the right knee. The right hand on the right hip. The left arm up towards the sky. Good, so leaning forward slightly into the front leg. The right heel presses down and squeezes in. And then finding that reach over to the right from the left fingers. If your right hand can come down onto the floor, you can reach for the floor or the block. Finding all of that extension and reach in the ribs up to the sky. And then back through center. Sitting your hips again back towards the heel. Reaching your chest out towards the toes. See if you can really try to stick your butt back there. The chest out over the right foot. And then rebending again into that right knee. Rising up, both hands on the front knee. So again, making sure that your stance is appropriate for a twist here. We're going to take the left elbow and turn the chest first as far as we can to the right. That left elbow may come to the left leg. It may go out, or I'm sorry, the left elbow to the right leg, or past it, turning the chest. Here you can bring those hands to heart center, pressing your weight forward and finding that ability to rotate. On an inhale, coming back through center, and then exhaling the hands down. Lifting in that back knee, stepping back, a plank position. From plank, you can lower all the way down to the floor, or chaturanga dandasana, hovering over the floor. On an inhale, lifting, upward facing dog or tall cobra. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Walking the feet forward towards the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way to stand, finding a back bend at the top of the movement. And exhale, forward folding back down towards the earth. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, forward folding, grounding the palms down, stepping the right foot back. And the right knee lowers down, and we set up this stance. So the left foot can go to the left. You can wiggle a little more forward. You can pad the right knee. Placing the right hand down onto the earth, the left arm to the left knee, and start to turn your chest to the left. Pressing that right hand down, reaching the left arm up towards the sky. And then your left hand back down towards the earth, sitting back towards the right heel, straightening the left leg out in front. Reaching the chest forward. And then returning back to that low lunge position. Both hands to the front knee. Good. So setting up the position again. So maybe shortening or lengthening out the stance. And this time the left hand comes to the left hip. The right arm reaches up towards the sky. And then pressing forward and stretching over towards the left. The left hand can come down towards the floor or onto the block as you reach up and over. Opening up in that side body, lifting the ribs to the ceiling. And then coming back through center. Once again, sitting back slightly towards the right heel. Straightening that left leg out in front. Reaching the chest out over the left toe. And then returning back through center. Rebending into the left leg. and rising back up. So as I press the left foot down, I think about pulling the heel back. It engages in the pelvic floor, creates some lift, and then turning as much as possible the chest towards the left. So the right elbow starts to come with me and can come down on or outside of the left leg. Maybe the hands come together in prayer. We work to keep the thumbs at the sternum, the chest turning as far as we can. And then returning back through center, both arms reaching up towards the sky. And then exhaling the hands down. Now grounding the palms down. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, and step it back up, plank position. Your choice to lower down from plank or to press off the toes, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lifting. Upward facing dog or tall cobra. Exhale, back. Downward facing dog. Taking the right leg, lift it up into the air. Three-legged down dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. And stepping the right foot through between the hands. Inhale and rise up, high lunge. Or if you prefer, low lunge. Now, from here, making sure that the feet are on train tracks and not a tightrope. Taking your arms out like the letter T. Turning your body as far as you can to the right. Take the left palm, turn it up towards the sky. And as you exhale, lean back. Your right arm reaches for the left leg extended back behind you. Reach up and back. And then coming back through center, both arms up to the sky. And then opening it up, warrior two. Utilizing that mat front to back, widening out the stance as you see fit. Both arms up and out. Good, turn your right palm up towards the sky, inhale. And as you exhale, reverse in the warrior, reaching from the right fingers up and back. On an inhale, coming back through center. Right elbow down onto the right knee. Your left arm up towards the sky and then overhead. You reach your ribs up to the ceiling, getting as long as you can in that left side body. But bend a little deeper into the right knee. Keep reaching up and out. Good. Inhale back through center. Warrior two. And then straighten in the front leg. Turning the toes in. Adjusting in your stance. Maybe a little shorter here. Bending in the knees. The toes turn in. The hands down towards the floor. Inhale, half lift. And then exhale, forward fold all the way down. Leaning some of the weight forward into the toes. On an inhale, half lift. And bring the right hand underneath the heart space. Take the left hand to the left hip or up towards the sky, rotating open. And then bring the left hand back down, replacing it where the right hand was. The right hand to the hip, turn to the right. And then reaching your right arm up towards the sky. And then back to center. Turning the right toes back towards the front of the mat. Then walking your hands over, grounding the palms down. Step the right foot back, that plank position. Slow lower, Chaturanga Dandasana, or lowering to the mat. Inhale, lifting, upward facing dog or tall cobra. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. The left leg lifts up into the air, three-legged down dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Stepping that left foot through between the hands, rising up, high lunge or low lunge. Making sure that the feet are set, positioned apart and not one in line with the other. So we're bending deeply into that front knee, back heel is lifted, belly draws in, arms out to the side like letter T, and then turning your body as far as you can towards the left. Good, keeping all of that engagement in the legs, the right palm turns up, and then exhale, reach up and back. The left arm reaches for the back leg. On your inhale, coming back through center and opening it up now, warrior two. Adjusting your stance. Taking both arms out wide, warrior two. Left palm up to the sky, inhale. Exhale, lean back and reverse. Inhale, back through center. And your left elbow down onto the left knee. The right arm up towards the sky. Maintaining all of those engagements of the legs as you reach up and over. Opening the side body. Big breath into the ribs. And then back through center. Returning back, warrior two, and straightening the front leg. Turning the toes both to the long edge of the mat. Good, inhaling, tall spine. And then exhaling, forward folding. The hands down towards the earth and the weight shifts into the toes. This time, if you want to grab a hold of the big toes, you can grab a hold of the toes and draw the crown of the head down, leaning some of the weight forward. Inhaling, half lifting, same idea. Left hand underneath the heart space, right hand to the right hip, turning towards the right. Right arm reaches up. Back through center. Right hand comes down. Left hand to the left hip, turn in the chest. Left arm up towards the sky. And then back through center. Walking the hands towards the left leg. The left toes turn back towards the front of the mat. Grounding the palms down, stepping back, plank position. From plank, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back. Downward facing dog. Lowering both knees down onto the earth. And sitting back towards your heels. A child's pose. You can open up the knees as wide as you like. Or keep the knees together and allow the body to soften over the thighs. And then inhale, walking the hands and back towards the knees. And coming to sit to the side of the heels. Extending the legs out nice and long. Bringing the left leg into the chest. So hug that left knee in. Give it a real hug. Allow that left knee to fall out to the left side. And then kind of pick it up and move it out to the side so your hips kind of open to the long edge of the mat. So inhaling here, nice and tall. Reach your left arm up towards the sky. We're going to reach up and over towards the right toes. Good. So that right arm can rest on the right leg. It can come down inside or onto a block. And then you lengthen and reach out towards those toes. All the while turning your chest towards the sky. And finding that long line. And then coming back through center. Good. Bringing the hips back through the front of the mat. Inhale, tall spine. And then this time, taking that belly button over that right leg as you forward fold. And so you can reach out towards the shin or the foot. Every inhale, lengthening your chest out towards the toes. Every exhale, softening, releasing the effort. Balancing that engagement and your ability to soften. On an inhale, coming back up through center. The left hand comes back behind your left hip. Pressing down into the left hand and the left shin. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. Press down and reach up and over, long side body. And then carefully lowering all the way back down. Good, bringing that left leg into the chest and across the body, hugging it in really tight. Sitting up tall. Good. Hold that leg in with the right arm, the left arm behind you, and turn over the right shoulder, or the left side. So your right arm can come outside of the left leg. And that will help continue that feeling of rotation while you reach up and over. And then coming back through center. And counter twist, opposite side. And then back to center. Both legs out nice and long. This time, the right leg comes in. We give it a hug and we mean it on the right side too. Allowing the right knee to fall out to the right. Picking up that right leg and lifting it up and sending it back so that your hips are now offset at an angle. Inhale, tall spine. And then exhale, reaching up and over. The left arm can be on the left leg. It can be down inside or on a block. All the while the ribs turn towards the chest, all towards the ceiling of the side wall, and then over towards the toes. And then on your inhale, returning back through center. And we bring the right leg in. Squaring the hips and out towards the front of the mat. Taking the belly button, lining it up over the left leg. Reaching up and then forward folding over the left side. You can allow your head to hang down. Your hands may rest somewhere on the shin, the ankle, or out to the foot. On an inhale, coming back up through center. And now the right hand goes behind. The right hand and the left and the right shin press down. The left heel presses down and we reach the hips up and back. And then returning back through center. The right leg comes in. And the right foot crosses over the left leg, hugging that right leg in nice and tight, tall spine. And then exhale, twisting towards the right. As you plant those sit bones down, holding that leg in tight, you find a little more length, a little more rotation. And then if that left arm wants to come outside the right leg, it can. Keep lifting and turning through the chest. And coming back through center. Unwinding, taking both legs out nice and long. Inhaling, tall spine, both arms reach up. Exhale, hinging from the hips, forward folding out towards the toes. With every inhale, your chest lengthens out. With every exhale, you soften down. Reaching out through the inner arches of the feet. On your next inhale, rising back up to center. Then scooting forward on your mat so you can come to lie all the way down, flat on the back. Bringing the right ankle over the left knee. And then drawing that left thigh into the chest. You can interlace your fingers, maybe behind the left thigh or over the left shin. Keeping the head and shoulders relaxed. And carefully releasing the left leg down. And then the right foot back to the floor. The left ankle over the right knee. And then bringing that right thigh in towards the chest, interlacing the fingers behind the right thigh or over the right shin. Releasing the feet back down onto the floor. Pressing down into the soles of the feet for a bridge pose. If you have a block and you want to use the block to support the hips, that's fine. If you don't have a block or a book to kind of like stack you up, or I guess several books to stack you up in your bridge pose, you could get your hips up high enough to bring your hands underneath your hips. You can use your hands as support. If that's way too much back bend, maybe you don't have a block, you can just bring your hands alongside the body, reaching out towards the heel, squeezing in the glutes and in the inner thighs to keep those knees tracking right in line with the hips. As you squeeze those inner thighs and glutes together, maybe the fingers interlace behind you. You can press the pinky fingers down into the floor. Keep lifting that heart. Releasing the hands. And then the upper back, middle back, low back, down onto the floor. Coming to rest. And take the soles of the feet wide, the knees together. And wiggling the soles of the feet together, the knees out wide. You can use your hands to support the legs, the blocks or pillows underneath the thighs. Bringing one hand to your heart and one to your belly. Offering yourself both strength and compassion. Allow yourself to be right here in this moment, right now. Bringing the hands back to center and then to the outside of the legs. Using your hands to support your legs as they come together, and then extend out long down the mat. Coming to a position for your Shavasana. If lying flat on your back is not feeling great today, allow the knees to bend. You can place the soles of the feet down onto the floor and let the knees fall together and rest here. Or you can take the legs out long. You can take your arms out to the sides and maybe pick up one shoulder and then the other, working those shoulder blades underneath you. Relax any tension in the scalp, the forehead, the brow. Relax any tension in the face or the jaw. Give your body an opportunity to fully rest. Staying focused on the rhythm of your breathing. And any time that your thoughts drift off to something in the future or the past, we come right back again to this moment. The feeling of the air coming in and out. Beginning to breathe life back into the fingers and the toes. Moving in the wrists, the ankles. Give yourself a big long stretch, fingers to toes, fingers to heels, stretching the back side of the body. And then rolling over onto your side. Considering the parts of the practice that you'd like to take with you today. And then pressing down into the hands, rising all the way back up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Bringing your hands to heart center. Humbly, with joy and gratitude, I thank you all so very much for joining me today for this Rise and Shine yoga practice. I hope that you have a beautiful day. Namaste.